Hello and welcome back to game number 2 between Zenith and the Chain Stack. Thank you for your patience. I know we had a very long wait between game 1 and game 2. The Chinese casters had a little bit of difficulty with their internet and we're waiting AC to start the game. And well, we're back now. Gods, you still with us? Are we still awake?
Yeah, I'm still with you, still awake. Feeling actually pretty energized after a good meal at Denny's, but we're here now with game number 2, Zenith and Chains, and it's going to be Zenith playing over on the Radiant side, this time with first pick.
Yep, they do have the first pick, and they immediately snap up on the Lone Druid, despite having a 16-19-1 lead at one point. Game 2, still guns a-blazing. No joke picks, at least not for now. Maybe we are going to see a support Tiny and a long lane Juggernaut later on. But Chain Stack, where they are in right now in the phase 3 of the G1 League qualifier is that they're down one match against, I believe, IG. Yes, they lost a match against IG the other day, and they're down one game here against Zenith as well. So if they lose this game, they're down 2 matches. You're not out of the tournament, but you're looking in a very bad shade. Meanwhile, Zenith was able to beat out DK the other day and looking pretty good to beat out Chain Stack as well, and they're putting themselves in a position to even lead the entire group against IG so far, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Winning the group is absolutely awesome because you qualify directly to the LAN finals. So you want to be winning your group. Finishing the second and third place team battle with the second and third place teams from the other group. So second from Group A fights third from Group B, while second from Group B fights third from Group A. And the winner of those 2 matchups, they then also qualify for the LAN finals. So there'll be 4 teams in total from Asia qualifying for the LAN finals. First place in each group gets there immediately, and then we see 2 teams from the European and American qualifying. So if you can finish first in your group, it saves you so much hassle, and that's what Zenith are looking for right now.
Yeah, of course, if IG wins their match against Chains, no, if they win their match against, what's the last team of the group?
DK,
which might be doable, or it might be very difficult. Yep. Then IG will and Zenith will be facing against each other, and that's the match that we're going to be looking for. But in any case, let's focus on what's on hand right now. Lone Druid is going to be the first picked up. We saw that already. Keeper of Light and Rubik is going to be the pickup here for Chain Stack, and we're going to see XY Tinker. Like I said back in the draft of game number 1, if you want to pick up Tinker, you got to pick it up early because it's a high priority hero for both teams, and it's going to be very likely to ban out in phase 2, but Shadow Demon is going to be the support here. So I personally like Zenith's pick so far. Normally you say, oh man, this draft is starting out too good. You have no stun being picked up, and you know. But with that said, Lone Druid of course has Entangle. Tinker will give you the late game Blink Scythe, but more importantly, I feel like they have a lot of late game. They have early game great lanes, and you still haven't picked up your second support yet, and that leaves a lot of guessing game for Chain Stack to go through. They're going to pick up a Brewmaster, which is going to be decent, both against Tinker and Lone Druid. Simply, you could toss one of them up for 6 seconds, and of course, you could force some team fights, which you normally cannot force if you're playing against these Marcher Machine and try to go through that big Spirit Bear. So it's not looking too bad for Chain Stack early on. They have some very aggressive trial lanes if they want to run it like that. But, you know, nothing too surprising for either team so far.
Yeah, nothing too surprising. I like the Brewmaster pickup, just being able to force those team fights, and somewhat on your own terms. It also helps if you want to be taking down some early towers. Just having the threat, especially if Brewmaster picks up a fast Blink Dagger, you can take down those towers just by using that Brewmaster initiation power. So it's a hero which is strong in the early game and has an ability to sort of bypass the march of the machines, which can defend towers oh so well. So I think it does make a lot of sense as a pickup.
Yeah, I mean, on the same token as well, sure, Brewmaster may bypass the multiple March machine. His weak supports may not be able to, at least not until they get a big mech. So it's still going to be somewhat difficult, but that's assuming that Tinker gets those Martian machine down. If he doesn't, then well, suddenly the game gets a lot easier. Shadow Fiend as well as Dark Seer is gonna get banned out here by Zenith. Meanwhile, Keeper of Light, Juggernaut's gonna get banned out here by Chain Stack. And of course, like God's pointed out in game number 1, Juggernaut Healing War is a very good way to deal against the Illuminate spam, especially if you're trying to sustain a push. And of course, with 2700 HP on your Spirit Bear, and of course the Healing War healing what I think 5 or 6% of your max HP, that's quite a bit of healing to kind of punch through for the Lone Druid. But I think the reason they're really banning out is, well, last game Ice played a long lane Juggernaut, was able to get Arcane Mech and Urn, and really show the chain stack what that hero is fully capable of, going for a utility build even.
Yeah, and they're banning it out despite the fact that Zenith are missing a solo mid. It's almost always Ice 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 who plays the lone druid, which does sort of push it into the off lane. Sometimes we see him play a safe lane, solo on the lone druid, or even it's XY playing the off lane, but it's very rare that they run it in the mid lane. And even with that said, they still ban out the Juggernaut. They move on to banning Queen of Pain and DK, both mid heroes, and then we'll see, well, Weaver, Darkseer, your off lane is banned out, as well as Shadow Fiend banned out by Zenith.
I personally find the Queen of Pain a little bit odd in terms of ban, because I imagine Lone Druid and Tinker 99% of the time they're going to be grabbing the solo lanes because they need the XP, they need the farm. I guess you could run a tri-lane Tinker and basically give him the farm there and make sure that he's protected, and you go for pulls. That's definitely a viable option as well. I like the Dragon Knight ban a lot more though, because you're targeting towards Yamate, who plays that Dragon Knight quite a bit. And he's really a good traveling hero. You set up by opening with the disruption, you walk up with a dragon tail, and suddenly there's a lot of right-click damage coming in. So a good ban from chain stack here for the most part. And we're back to Zenith. And let's see what tri-lane they're going to pick up here. It is going to be a Night Stalker, so that Tinker most likely moving to that tri-lane like I mentioned earlier. A Night Stalker solo mid, something that we haven't seen Zenith done in a while, but we did just see chain stack unsuccessfully do just now.
Yeah, this seems almost the preferred way for Zenith to play this Tinker a lot of the time, is to run it in the safe lane, or at least in a tri-lane. Night Stalker can go to the mid lane, so most likely Yamate playing that mid lane Night Stalker, putting Ice 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 in a side lane Lone Druid. And they can go offensive tri-lane with a Tinker if they want to. If they get themselves a strong enough tri-lane and some way of dealing with the Keeper Light Illuminate spam, but it's not going to be all that easy for them. So I think the safe way to do it is just to have that off-lane Lone Druid bear.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the way to do it as well. So Ice 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 will be playing that one. Gods, if you could make sure that you have your in-game mic turned on for Dota TV. Some people are complaining on chat that it might not be available, and we'll try to fix it as soon as we can. So yeah, fairly standard laning here. The late game option from Lone Druid might not be so good, considering that he's going to be off lane. Those pulls got to be very, very good. And of course, Tinker is going to be getting the free farm. Blink Dagger first is, well, Booty Travel into Blink Dagger is going to be Tinker's core items after your standard bottles and soul rings and whatnot. And then he's most likely going to go for a Siphon Vice. So this game could go fairly long unless Zenith just snowballs out of control. And when you have heroes like Night Stalker, that definitely can be the case. And we're going to see a Bounty Hunter being picked up. That's not something I expected. And to be honest, that's going to give the option for Lone Druid to match up solo versus solo against Bounty. And you give him Sentry Ward, you win a lane big time. And basically you guarantee to win that lane as well.
Yeah, the tough part for Zenith then is how their offensive tri-lane would go. Shadow Demon Tinker, they can get +1 and make an alright tri-lane, but up against the Keeper of the Light, it's always going to be a tough trial, and they don't know what that third hero is going to be. It's Rubik, Keeper of the Light, and one more. Maybe if they go for a greedy carry hero like an Anti-Mage or a PL here, then they'll be sort of given some incentive to go offensive tri-lane, but until they see that, they're probably thinking it's safer just to go, well, with the safe tri-lane, but they grab themselves a Lina, so they've got themselves a scary looking tri-lane here. The question is going up against Illuminate going to be possible? Because Shadow Demon Lina, if they get hit by 1 or 2 Illuminate Blast, they're chewing through all their HP regen.
Yeah, I still think the defensive tri-lane is going to be pretty good, and actually just seeing the Shadow Demon and Lina combo makes me think it's almost 100% guaranteed that's going to be defensive tri-lane, because the cool thing with these two heroes is that you grab a smoke or two, they roam off the lane. Tinker obviously loves that solo lane EXP and farm, so he's going to be sitting just fine. He can't really dive him because he drops a March Machine. You're basically dead before you even get the kill sometimes against Tinker, in conjunction with Blind and whatnot. So I think it's going to work out fine. Look towards the Shadow Demon or Lina picking up that early smoke, setting up those early ganks. But we're going to see a PA here from the Chain Stack. Well. Chain Stack, PA plus Bounty Hunter. Cool. If the kills come rolling, you get a ton of kills, but at the same time, you're trying to kill through a Shadow Demon. You're trying to kill through a Laser and a Blind from Night Stalker. It's not exactly a blind, but mischance here from the Night Stalker Fear. So I'm not sure about this pick.
Mischance from Night Stalker, and also the 100% miss from a Tinker Laser as well. So it's a lot of miss, and it's not going to be easy, but it's a hero that does do fairly well in the early to mid game if you're in that sort of tri-lane versus tri-lane scenario. Also, if there's just a lot of pressure being put on you, I think PA does do all right. You can dish out some DPS just with that maxed out toss. So I think it's an okay hero to be picking up here. Also something which is sort of a something a bit different here. So it will be a safe lane trial and almost for sure coming in a chain stack. Question is, what does Zenith want to do?
Yeah, again, like you said, you don't really want to face that trial lane. If you scout out this is going to be a safe lane trial lane for chain stack, then you safely your own trial lane as well. You don't want to challenge. But if the two trial lanes do match up against each other, as difficult it is to dive past Illuminate, it's also fairly difficult to dive past Martian Machine. But it seems like we're going to see a trial lane Night Stalker instead, as XY is going to be playing solo mid tanker, saving for a quick bottle. We do have Freedom going to be handling the Shadow Demon. Looks like back in the base here, Yamate. I don't know who's actually saving for the quick bottle. That's both of them having the very standard build. Looks like Night Stalker has an extra Tango, or extra GG branches, excuse me. We do have Ice. Do have the Arcana Lina set. We'll be playing the, well, Lina inverse. And last but not least, Ice will be going on the off lane with the Lone Druid, already getting some pull going on. Meanwhile, on the chain stack side, we have Risk playing the Bounty Hunter. Overdrive playing the support Rubik. We do have Minerva playing the Keeper of Light for 2 games in a row. Hiding up in the top lane here is Chains playing the Phantom Lancer, and, or not Phantom Lancer, Phantom Assassin. And Chibik's going to be going mid on the Brewmaster.
Yeah, and early Central Ward in the river, and this to me, it basically says that Zenith are doing a safe lane trialing, because this Central Ward is to spot out smoke ganks. So you're only worried about smoke ganks if you're doing a safe lane trialing, and you're expecting your opponents to do one as well. So both teams are going to go for their safe lane trial lanes.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this particular way that the... Well, I'll talk about that. Yeah, the cool thing about PA as a early game kind of trialing hero is that normally people expect her to be a ultra late game carry, because you look at her crit, right? It's a, what is that? Insane multiplier, 4.5 times crit, which is pretty insane if you think about it. But for me, as her early game power is actually quite unparalleled. Well, as we do see a pull attempt coming from the Spare Bird, nicely done, circling around. It's gonna take a little bit of power, pot shot, but with the Stout Shell, he should be able to find, even walking around to block this spawn. Very beautiful pulls. But the thing about PA is that because of Siphoning Dagger has such a long casting range and a very impressive slow, you can get a ton of easy kills by setting up your Keeper of Light as well as your Rubik Telekinesis.
Yeah, and we'll see Keeper of Light actually starting things off early in the mid lane. He needs to start pulling, stacking, doing what he does best. And for Rubik and Keeper of the Light, you can't stop every pull from Ice, but whenever he does it, you have to do as much damage to that Spirit Bear as possible. Rubik actually stopped harassing it and went back to under the tower to get some XP way earlier than he should have, because those Spirit Bears at level 1, only 1400 HP, you really have to punish every pull that Ice is doing by trying to bring down his Spirit Bear.
Yeah, still a ton of EXP, and looks like they're going to do a little bit of harass right option to do so. But the creep wave right where Ice wants it to be, so he's going to hit a level 3 immediately, as most of these trialing heroes are still level 1. So a big victory here for the Radiant team. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane here, XY comfortably handling that mid lane. Now, Brewmaster normally very good against most range heroes, but because Tinker has Blind and of course Martian Machine, I really don't think that this is a matchup that Brewmaster is going to be winning. Meanwhile, on the bottom here, trialing versus, of course, a solo coming out from Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter has no chance. You can see that he has 0 EXP. And I mean, even there's no Sentry Ward down on the ground right now. It's just because there's a threat of the Sentry Ward on Zenith support, they really can't do too much about it.
Yeah, the Sentry Ward, it was actually used in their own jungle here to make sure that Risk wasn't pulling off creep waves and just making sure that he stays in the lane. He's finally going to get himself some XP now. That's pushed out a bit here. And I like what the two supports are doing. They're giving Yamate the solo XP, because I don't like the trailing Night Stalker, but it works out here okay because the supports are spending most of their time pulling and stacking.
Yeah, it's mostly a solo Night Stalker. We just talked about Smoke of the Sea. It's on Shadow Demon right now, so maybe after they get to level 2, they're going to go for a gank. Although Risk is going to be basically a free kill most of the time as well. You run in and you drop a Void Disruption afterwards, LSA, a couple more right clicks. That's pretty much a free kill there as well. Chibix though on the mid lane doing okay, 9-3 CS, 10-2 is Tinker, so very even on that particular matchup. The big things for me is Night Stalker is getting free farm on the bot lane, and also Ice getting really good farm up on top despite against 3 heroes in that lane.
Yep, and we'll have to wait and see when those smokes coming out. Both teams have got this. Well, no, there was one for the Radiant team. Their sentry's worn off. The Dire team still have their sentry up for about another 10-15 seconds, but by the time there's going to be a smoke coming through, that sentry will have expired. So an early smoke gank onto this Brewmaster could well be possible.
Yeah, the thing is, the 2 heroes of Rubik and Keeper of Light, not exactly a good kind of ganking hero, so
Yeah.
even with the smoke. So I don't think that smoke's going to happen, although that Sentry Ward is still very, very important. You got to protect your Tinker and make sure he doesn't get ganked by whatever off-chance gank that the Chain Stack team might want to do. There's that long-range dagger coming in, applying that slow. Unfortunately, Overdrive, a little bit of miscommunication, cannot get that lift off. And it looks like the creep equilibrium being a little bit lost there as well because the pull was not able to happen. So I think we're going to see Ice hit level 4 and maybe even level 5 very, very soon.
Yeah, they're going to have to look to, I would say, get really aggressive on him, try to push him out of this lane, because they're giving way too much to him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Risk is getting... He's got level 3, but he's really struggling to get any farm whatsoever, while Lone Druid has 10 CS at the top lane. And the two supports we mentioned, they could maybe go for a smoke gank on Brewmaster. They could just as well try smoke, wrap around and get Risk, but Risk is left bottom lane. He's looking for an early gank of his own.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how Keeper Alive might not exactly be the best ganking hero, but if you're going to stand here and chuck out Illuminates, it could be just working out just fine here. There's going to be Illuminate being channeled on the mid lane. XY is going to take 152 to face. They're waiting for Risk to wind walk in and apply that Janata hit, which he's going to try to do, but, well, let's see if it's going to work out.
Yeah, this is an interesting choice coming from the Dire team. It looks like XY playing very, very far back here, and I think you've got to expect something is up. If they're coming in, throwing an Illuminate, Bounty Hunter's missing, they even threw a Drunken Haze in. I think the Drunken Haze is what gave away the fact that Bounty Hunter was there, because if you're throwing that Drunken Haze, it's thinking, hey, if I Drunken Haze, maybe Bounty Hunter will look to go in it during while that happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, of course, Illuminate also a big giveaway factor as well. They do actually drop a Sentry Ward on the Ancient Camp, so it's not exactly loss of that trip. Oh, Illuminate's gonna come in, and Ice gets clipped here. What a clip! I think he was saying, wow, didn't Illuminate AoE got nerfed? Minerva says, not my Illuminates.
Guess what's happening?
That was a well placed Illuminate, and Minerva. First blood goes his way. Ice caught out. Meanwhile, mid lane, the Brewmaster level 6 and immediately goes on XY. XY goes down, so Chain Stack. This is a good start for them.
Yeah, that's an excellent start for them. Right now, they just need to risk a hatch up, and the creep wave was right under his tower. Now his tower probably is going to go down, as we do have Gods disconnecting, but he's going to get a ton of EXP, or at least try to do so. Creep wave gets a little bit blown up here by the Keeper of Light. Tier 1 tower, though, however, is going to get blown up as well. Last hit will go towards Yamate, the Night Stalker. Illuminate coming in, trying to get the kill here against Freedom. A little bit too short on that one. Smoke's still not being used just yet. I think they might be using it very, very soon. It is nighttime here for Yamate. Phase boot and, of course, teleports grow up. You cannot do any tower dive anymore. So, gotta engage in terms of long range. And Yamate, I feel like he could just TP in perhaps to the top lane and just get a free kill. Even against a hero like Phantom Assassin. She might be okay tanky because of the 7 armor, but you drop a couple of nuke on her and she's very easily brought down. Not sure if Gods is still with us here. Gonna quickly check. Well, looks like Gods is gone, and I will be your solo caster for today, as Gods decided that the game was too boring for him. I'm just kidding about that. Gods had some little bit of technical difficulties, and right now Ice is doing a good job here pulling the top stack by himself. Gonna get a ton more EXP, but more importantly, deny and basically F up that creep wave and make sure that you know, the tower is starting to take a little bit of damage. The creep wave, and nicely, look at this micro using the bear to pull, and then now the creep wave is gonna go right back in the mid lane though. Yamate trying to set something up. He wants to go on Chibix. Meanwhile, Minerva hiding in the trees right now. Man, such some ninja hiding. He's gonna actually run out and take a ton of marching machine damage as well. Yamate not able to get that kill. He's gonna run to the bot lane, which he's gonna try to get a kill against Risk, but unless you got a pair of Dust or you silence him outright, you're not gonna get that kill. And he definitely does not have enough mana for both silence. Oh, he does have he has the Dust though, so he could Dust Void and basically right click him down. Risk only has about 400 HP and a bit of speed, but I think he could get that kill because of the phase boot. Let's see if he's gonna go for it right now. Here we go. There's gonna be a Void. Dust immediately gets blown the hell up. Ice picks up a kill there, so a good recovery here from Zenith. They needed that. They needed Night Stalker to get big, and that's a good start for the team fight. Back in the mid lane here, dewarding coming out from Minerva. Very good job.
Radiant's mid tower
Because
in
Tinker
your
basically,
hands.
he's going to high up on the hill and make sure that he doesn't get ganked by having vision on the enemy side of the hill. And dewarding that would not only make Tinker play a lot more defensively, he can really easily walk up here and get those farm as well. Because, well, he doesn't know where the enemy heroes are. He's going to get picked off carelessly if he walks up there. Like Shibix just did earlier. Walk up, clap, ultimate, and basically go for a free kill on XY. We do see Minerva also doing a very good job in terms of making sure the Ancient Sack is constantly warded. They do know Sack and they can't really challenge it, but they're going to try their best to probably kill the Tinker whenever Tinker decides to tackle that stack. That stack, it's going to take him a while to get it off. Meanwhile, oh no, nice devoiding out coming out from X Freedom, immediately making sure that, hey, gonna protect our Tinker, no uphill vision for you, and even try to get that pull off. Unfortunately, I don't think you will have the time to do so. It is a pretty big stack, and you gotta pull right at 52, even 53 to make sure you get that pull off. Tinker, 1700 gold, so rushing basically for naked breach travel has a bottle finish, and you can't really complain about this timing. Back in the top lane, there looks like Clap already being used. Ice. Ooh. Big trouble. Looks like we do have Night Stalker also winning down in that engagement up top. So 2-man dive up in the top lane did not get anything accomplished. I even wonder who they went for. More importantly though, that's going to put Risk closer and closer to level 6. He needs that level 6 big time. All in all, worked out pretty badly here for the Zenith squad as Chainstack picked up 2 extra kills, but they're not doing a single thing to stop this Breach of Travel Tinker from going basically man mode on very, very soon. We're going to see Soul Ring being picked up here as well as Blink Dagger, and once that's going to be the case, you're never going to kill XY, and he's going to start picking off your easy supports. Meanwhile here, back on the top lane here, Chains still farming away on Phantom Lancer. Again, I'd like to reiterate, despite the Phantom Lancer could be a very, very late game kind of carry, I feel like his early game potential very powerful, and to be honest, it's not really tapped into it. He sends Stifling Dagger against a Lone Druid once in a while, but really has not translated into any kills. And here comes Yamate with his entire team against Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin, if she sees the blur activate, she's gonna get the hell out of there. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Meanwhile, a little bit of a backstab. Nerva comes in here, gets picked off, and that's enough time here to tip Chains to back off. 2-5 in favor of the Chain stack. Let's quickly check out how we're doing in terms of gold. About 1,000 gold lead to the Radiance. So Zenith, despite actually getting less amount of creep kills, getting a ton more assets.
That Radiant's bottom tower.
Of course, they got a tower on the bot lane as well, so that definitely helps out. Keeper Light's gonna TP and try to defend this tower. Illuminate being a level 2. Yeah, the recent changes to Illuminate in terms of increasing the mana cost at the high level definitely has not been favoring or at least encouraging these teams to level it up. But looks like Night Stalker, I think Minerva, if Night Stalker gets here, Minerva gets seen and he's basically dead, trapped himself between trees. Should be somewhat careful about his positioning. Back in the bot lane here, Risk is level 6, has a teleport scroll, so look towards him to make a big impact in that next team fight. I mean, whenever you get a 2-3-man track kill, even a level 1 track, that's a ton of gold. Night Stalker poking his head in right now. They do know exactly where Minerva is. LSA is going to break the tree and hit him. Minerva, they didn't actually get the kill, but Laser's going to get 1 kill. They fear Overdrive. Overdrive is going to be dead as well. Marching Machine, looks like the blink coming out from Chains. He's going to try to go for the kill. He does get it with the help of the tower. Brewmaster's going to use his ultimate. Now the chase goes the other way. Buyback comes in for the Tinker. He does have Breach Travel. Let's see if he's going to be coming in instantly. Freedom's trying to come out there. He's gonna TP out. What a play! What a play indeed. Back on the top lane here, Yamate with the haste room being popped. Start doing some big work. Meanwhile though, Ice says, alright, you leave me alone. I'm just gonna start pushing your towers. And this is no time better to get our Blink Dagger back online here for Brewmaster. Gods, welcome back to the broadcast.
It's good to be back.
Just couldn't
nothing's going to keep me away.
Well, you missed a pretty impressive team fight up top. Tinker was able to get a couple kills, but got picked up by Chains. Forced to buyback, but despite of that, because he has such an early Breach of Travel, we'll be able to finishes Sobering in a good time as well. And after this point, it's nothing but a Blink Dagger rush.
Well, Night Stalker seems to be going a bit of rampage. Gets 1 kill. He's almost going to get 2 as well. So Yamate's getting into the game. Tinker's got boots of travel now. So I feel that Zenith have finally found themselves a bit of momentum after a bit of a slow start. Especially Ice at the top lane with a couple deaths to his name.
Yeah, Night Stalker is doing a very good job making sure that he's grabbing every single rune, and that's definitely very easy to do, especially when you have that map control, when you have the lone drill pushing so far up. And also, I mean, we talked about how this bounty hunter is able to do a lot post level 6. He actually hasn't been joined a single gank, and because of that, his teammates are in big trouble. LSA is going to miss right now. Laguna Blade, however, will not miss. South should be cancelled immediately by that poison removal. They do so, but the Blink back out here. Meanwhile, Blink Dagger coming in. They do remove 1 kill. There's a track on Ice. They got to get that kill. It's worth a ton of gold. They do pick him off as well. And Tinker makes it back out alive. Marching Machine doing some pot shot damage here against Risk. But that was a pretty big kill. Not only saving your PA as well as jumping in here for the Panda and getting a track kill here. I think Chainstack, you know, back on track, I want to say. But Night Stalker, again, unchecked. He's, after the first Nightfall, has Phase, has Vanguard, and 1k go in the bank. Starting to get a little bit scary. He's 3-1-4 during the first Nightfall. That's just an impressive score no matter who you are.
Yeah, he's in a really fantastic position here. PA has got a lot of farm though. And I think it'll be interesting to see what PA gets. Did have the Ring of Health, could go for that Battle Fury. Yeah, it's going to be a Battle Fury. So he's got the components, will be getting a Battle Fury, and it looks like he's got enough gold for it at 14 minutes in. So it's a good farming item, but you're still very squishy and very prone to being ganked for the next sort of 5-10 minutes still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good farming item, but let's not forget that gives you, what, 65 extra damage as well. So in combination with the crit, and if you want to play a little bit more aggressive in the team fight or jump in against the Tinker or even help your team with a gank, definitely has the damage and the attack speed to do so with the Blink Strike. Yamate TP's up top. I feel like this is time here for Dire to set up a couple ganks. You have heroes that are highly level enough. It's daytime for Night Stalker, so he's not going to be as mobile as he is. And, you know, you could pick up a couple kills here and there. But for now, Chainstacks is going to be jungling it up here with that completed Battle Fury.
Yeah, and I think with Zenith, the thing here, sure, it's daytime now, but Night Stalker, even during the day, he's just as tanky as ever. He doesn't have the same mobility, but with Vanguard and an Ogre Club up, they can group up as 3, Tinker can TP in, and it's essentially they can bring in 4 heroes to the top lane, maybe look for a tier 1 tower.
Well, the tier 1 tower is going to be happening on top here. Overdrive hiding within the trees here, and again, should be very, very careful about positioning because you never know when that Night Stalker ultimate is on cooldown, so you could turn that one on and just go to town instantly. You know, we do see Invis Panda coming in right now. If he gets a 3-man clap into ultimate, this could be pretty big. Where is the Bounty Hunter? Bounty Hunter on the bot lane, but he does have that teleport scroll. Is it go time here? Illuminate, that's going to clip on the 2 supports. Go, Panda, go.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty
worrying him.
sight
Just want
right
to go
now.
in here, but he's got Blink Clap and level 2 ultimate. This is a great fight if Chainstack can get it, but Zenith have already backed off. They've smoked up, and unfortunately for Chainstack, I think they missed a bit of an opening there. Panda was playing a bit too defensive and safe. There was a Sentry Ward, but he still could have gone for a Blink Clap or a Blink Ultimate.
Yeah, I feel like the kind of passive play coming out from Panda play really cost him a lot because he blinks in, he drops a ton of AoE damage, drops the ultimate, Risk comes in with a couple of tracks, so not only do they get a couple of kills, they will transition to that tier 1 tower, but instead they lose a Risk. So again, Risk was able to get 1 or 2 track kills off, but that's it. It's actually, for the most part, Zenith that's actually controlling the aggressive pace of this game, and having a lineup that includes a Night Stalker, Lean, and Shadow Demon, you want the game to go like that.
And pushing the Chainstack gets so much higher. They were going for a bit of a counter push at top lane while that gank went at mid, but Tinker TP's in, he's got his Blink Dagger up now, and suddenly counter pushing is just so easy for this Tinker.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, as long as the Dire team wants to cope 3 or 4 on the top lane, you know Lone Druid is going to be pushing a bot, you know Tinker is going to be pushing mid, so eventually the Radiant team has to split up, and I really don't think you can split up against this particular lineup. Dive coming up on the top lane, just a couple of Legion moves. PA will be instantly critting those ones off. An Overdrive, perhaps over his head right now, going to be stealing 1 spell. Oh, Ice already got picked off here. The Panda Split already being used. Shadow Demon being focused here. Toss him back down. Dispel, uses Dispel. Purge going to get dropped here against Overdrive, but Overdrive going to survive. He's, well, going to be helping to get a couple kills as well. Jump forward here against Yamate. Stifling Dagger could be good. Where's Stifling Dagger? XY TP is in right now. Blink Pattern little bit here slowed down because Blink is on CD.
The Dire might want to mine the
Well, a
top
fairly
tower.
mobile chain stack lineup managed to find themselves some kill, and once again it's with this
Dire's
Brewmaster,
top
who's now
tower
5-0, so Brewmaster's having a good solid game here. Although it looks like all more track will potentially go in the way of chain stack. He can pick up this Tinker, but he don't have enough damage. Yamate, this nighttime not going to last forever, and now it's day. Now he's trapped. Now he's being chased down, but he's too tanky still. Vanguard, Ogre Club, and it's Rubik, the one on the Dire side, taking a fall.
Yeah, I mean, they're really
Dire's
underestimating the
mid-tower
tanking
needs a
potential
little
of the
help.
Night Stalkers, so it's hard to actually throw enough spells to make that kill worth it, as we do see Ice seeing, well, being tracked up by Risk, and to be honest, if they want to, going for the kill, and a laser is gonna do it. No, Blink Dagger to follow through. He blinks upwards. He lost sight, but he will get a, I guess a sacrificial lamb.
He'll take it.
Yeah, he'll take that one for free, but he really wanted that
Oh,
Brewmaster.
wow.
Meanwhile, he finds himself another kill.
Dire's top towers.
That kill on PA though, completely worth it.
That one was not so much a little freebie that he'll take. That one he'll quite happily grab and just be so thrilled about. Ice Fine, he's found his way sort of into this game, just being a complete pushing menace. He's managed to bring down the 2 towers at bottom. Now he's taking the tier 2 at top on his own. He's not really coming to fight. He's not really getting kills, but he's just pushing. And now he's been helping to kill on Risk. Risk is okay. No protection.
Yeah, the Fate Time barely brought him out from the laser cast point. And if they actually cast that guy basically dead. Oh, Magnus in big trouble as well. He's trying to blink out here, but there's no path for him to blink out. Constant right-click damage being laid upon him. So he's gonna go down. So this action-packed game right now, 12-11, a lot closer than previous game. Obviously, it's quickly how we're checking in terms of the goal score. But look at the goal score. You might be even in terms of with us in kills. Excuse me. Go is just so different. Again, Ice never had to be in these team fights. So Zenith is fighting 4v5. It's coming out even on the kills department, and Lone Druid is pulling them so far ahead in the gold department. EXP about 75,000 or 7,500 gold lead us, or EXP lead as well. Quickly check on items. Night Stalker going for this ultra tank build. Blink Dagon coming out from XY. And when you are 850 HP bounty, when you're keeper alive with 700 HP not even, and the Rubik with 750, well, you are going to be dying quite a bit this game.
Yeah, when you get the Dagon that fast, it's fully worth it. You've got a PA who's still got a long way to go before his BKB is up, and it's going to pay for itself very quickly with a couple of kills. We've already seen that Tinker's looking for hero kills more than he's looking to be annoying with March's Machine. He wants to go for the more burst damage, hero killing. Now that he's got max laser and rockets, he can drop Marches sure to farm, but when he's in these fights, it's all about the laser and rockets.
Yeah, I mean, how ironic it is to actually have XY that's going to be doing the fights early on and not being able to split push as frequently, but instead Lone Druid, who's generally a very good hero to bring with tower pushes at the very least because of Demolish. But instead, we're relying on the Tinker, and Lysa says, alright, yeah, I got you guys late game. Back in the mid lane, Blink right on XY. That's the ganks that they need to set up here. But it looks like Dagon's gonna get used. Laser gonna get dropped as well. He trades 1-for-1, basically at worst. Meanwhile, they're chasing her against Keeper. That Keeper be so dead. One more Void, couple more right clicks, and Yamate is getting simply too big at this point here. Trying to juke out here. Yamate not using a Luke, saving it. Here comes XY teleporting back on the mid lane. Not sure if it's after a buyback, I imagine so. But they get the tower. Well, they're going to be moving towards the tower to get a kill, and that's including it.
Yeah, I think they look to go in the mid lane here. Lone Druid, Ice sitting in his own jungle here. I'm wondering why he doesn't just go down the mid lane with his team. With 4 heroes dead, Rubik now respawns, and Brewmaster no ultimate. Now to me looks like a time where Zenith can get some serious damage done. They've taken all the outer towers, but at least a Roshan. It looks like Roshan is going to be their target of choice rather than looking to go tier 3 and high ground just yet.
Yeah, for me is if they get the Aegis, it's going to go towards the Lone Druid. Lone Druid unfortunately forgot about his Midas, so going to be... Oh no, he was able to Midas creep along the way. Maybe actually jab one of the Helm of Dominating creeps. In any case here, stolen neutrals, that's extra 250 gold per camp. So if there's any stacks on top of that, well, it would have been more. Meanwhile though, like you said, I feel like Zenith has enough to just basically force a fight in the mid lane. Not exactly push in, but could definitely force a fight and probably win that one as well, because their support's fairly farm compared to enemy supports.
Yeah, and as a result, Chain Stack, they've just got to play defensive, hope and wait for some mistakes here, and the mistakes aren't going to really come their way. Zenith have been playing a very sharp overall game, and Tinker now getting bigger and bigger. He's sort of proven that he can be picked off if there is a blink clap coming out of the Brewmaster, but that's really the only initiation coming in from Chainsack. And when they're doing that, if Brewmaster has no ultimate, he's throwing his life away for it, or Tinker's just turning around, killing off the Rubik like he did last fight, and it's always just going to be one pick off. The rest of Zenith, you've got Ice 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 with a Radiance almost, Night Stalker with a BKB. Those heroes will get the kills instead of Tinker.
Yep. And of course, taking control of the fact that they have map advantage, 6 tower being brought down. We're only 23 minutes in the game. Meanwhile, if you look at the towers on their side, they're up 6 towers to nothing. And of course, Zenith says, all right, no more tower being claimed. We're going to go for the Roshan. And it's time for Chainsack to actually do something about it. They cannot give away more and more advantage. It looks like Illuminate by itself will not stop this. Ice 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 gets the Aegis. And I really think it's go time now. There's nothing else to take. Oh, Minerva staying a little bit far too long. Blind being used, but Blink Dagon into a rocket. 3 kills, and this is time to push.
Yeah, time to push, even time to try to look for a pick-off here on Riz. Can they catch him? Yes, they can. There's a gem up, I believe. Dagons, nukes from Night Stalker, and everyone just gets picked off one by one. Night Stalker with the gem, and things suddenly looking very, very hard for Chainsack to defend this tier 3 tower at mid.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how Laundry as well as Tinker are going to give you the late game potential, but early mid game, they're very, very powerful as well. Demolish Pair not being summoned. Where is it? Is it in Secret Shop? Is it healing in base? It is healing in base. It has a Raven's Fish really purchased, so just giving him a little bit of downtime as they're just slowly mauling down this tower. And, well, once this tower is gone, I'm not really sure what a Chainsack could fight these guys. Again, I've been saying it for a long time. PA, not exactly a late game carrier. I feel like you really need to get some early game advantage, get some big farm from hero kills, and then try to out carry the enemy team. So far hasn't really got that. 3, 2, and 5. Decent score, not exactly what you expect from putting your carry on the very, very defensive trial lane. He just got free farming most of the game. Blink Dagger initiation. BKB gets popped here on Yamate. Silences. He voids. He wants to fight, but he needs to turn back. Meanwhile, the Braxis should be focused. Looks like they're trying to focus it and still chasing away the Shadow Demon. And I think they're going to get the Rax. Oh, come on. Somebody walking to get the Rax. The Bear not in position to attack. They're going to let that one go, in fact.
There we go. There's the Rax. Ice 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 finally finishes off. He stayed just in range. And with the Aegis there, they couldn't really go on him. And Brewmaster didn't get a single kill with his ultimate. He caused some havoc. He threw some people up in the air. He got some tosses off. But he couldn't get the kills which his team needed. And now they've got to defend without it, and that's both Raxes down, possibly even looking at another Rax. As Ice 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 slowly healing himself up bit by bit, but more importantly, you've got Tinker starting to push up the bottom lane. It looks like the bottom lane is going to be their next target now.
Yeah, I mean, mid is fully breached here. Not neutral. The range creep camp has gone down as well, and you can see that item purchase. Buying any item right now to give them that edge to push in, because, well, there's no need to save up for late game item when you can win right now. And I imagine that's exactly what they're going for. Here comes Zenith. Let's see what defense the Dire can mount for that. The Illuminate is going to be nice. And of course, a couple of tracks is going to increase the team's mobility. But for the most part, I don't think the Dire or the Radiant really care about it. Look at how aggressive Yamata is playing. Walking up the hill, blind. And even taking a couple steps in. But as long as you don't really commit to a fight, Dagon, Laser, Rocket, just a ton of spell being dropped. Yamate going to use BKB to dodge a Cycling Dagger. A KO gets picked up here. And well, even the PA can't do anything as well as the Panda. They just have to back off. I think this is going to be the second lane of Rax.
Yeah, I think this is almost the GG right now. Chainsack, you've got your PA, but PA just can't find the BKB. And without the BKB, there's no chance of defending anytime soon. Chainsack haven't got any farm on any of these heroes in about 5-10 minutes time. They've just been constantly defending, and it's uphill defending at that. Tinker just getting kill after kill. This blinking Dagon, laser rockets is just insta-killing these supports. And there's your GG from Risk.
Yeah, I mean, another 22-minute GG from last time, 26-minute here. I mean, I felt like Chainsack played really well early, but made a couple of key mistakes and was allowed by Zenith to really punish them for it. And of course, kudos to Ice Ice Ice. I mean, he's split pushing by himself, and his team were able to play 5v4 because of that. And I mean, Chainsack couldn't hang against that. But hope you guys enjoy. Oh, this is Captain Bamboo. Hope you guys enjoyed the presentation of Beyond the Summit. Looks like a little bit of fountain farming kill, and there's a Blink Dagger. Dagon, Tinker coming in. Those fountain kills are very, very fun. But yes, hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast for Beyond the Summit. He's Gods from BTS Gods on Twitter. I am Luminous everywhere else at Luminous Inverse. Hope you guys enjoy our broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow not sure what we're casting.
I was just thinking, like, what game is tomorrow? I
could quickly find out right now.
I'd probably bounce over to the other group, which means maybe we get, I think, Orange Esports against LGD China, maybe? That would be
that sounds
my
about
guess.
right, actually.
But that's a complete 100% guess, just because we had LGD International versus Rattlesnake the other day. So you have to go further down to the schedule. As in, down. Matches, and go to event view.
Event view, and we're going to be checking on the G1 League.
Yeah.
So qualifier.
All right. LGD China versus Orange tomorrow.
That should be really, really good. Both teams looking a little bit shaky, but again, I feel like teams are going to be evenly matched up. You could tune in tomorrow about 4:30 PST, 7:30 EST, and you gotta figure out all the other time zone.
7:30 SGT as well. So it's a Singapore time for those of you in Singapore, China. 7:30 PM there, which is your sort of normal time of day.
Yep, if you guys missed the broadcast so far, you didn't miss much. It was pretty much a one-sided stomp here by Chainstack for both games, but the rebroadcast, I imagine, will be turned on very, very soon after this. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Of course, for Gods, I am Luminous, and we are signing off. GG, guys. Thanks for watching.